What's up, guys? One and only, the anonymous administrator from New Thinking New Life here on YouTube. I'm going to show you guys about the Leangains Method. This is a review of a book, and I have only my voice and the character I can throw into it to make you interested, plus a slideshow. Should you buy the Leangains Method book? This isn't even a fitness channel, but I think if you want to get better in life, you need to have the good nutrition and a strong body to go with a strong mind. Let's take a look, shall we? So what is it? Well, it's only available in Kindle. So guess what? Every person on the planet Earth seems to have a device that has a Kindle app. Go and install it. If it's not already pre-installed on your phone, your device, your whatever, you get Kindle. It's free. You can read books anywhere. And for the record, I'm going to provide you guys a link at the end to get this from Kindle. So if you guys want to get it, you use that link. You support the channel. If you don't, just buy it on your own if you want to buy it. So Leangains Method by Martin Berkhan. So, contents of the Leangains Method, and we're going to get to what it is, and I wish I had labeled these slides slightly differently, but we're going to take a look at what the contents of the book is. Actually, let's just do this real fast. Yeah, this is better. So, what is it? It's a diet that makes dieting simple. Simple diets are better to adhere to. It's designed for mainstream people willing to learn a few different diet principles. And it requires minimal investments in fancy supplements and equipment. Actually, he only recommends one supplement in the book, and you don't have to do anything but have access to a gym. Isn't that nice? And a food scale would probably be a good idea too. It's a fasting-based diet that's easy to do. So we're going to look at fasting later. Let's take a look now at the actual contents, because you guys may actually know who this guy is, and you're just wondering, should I buy this? I've been watching his work for years. You better do something special for me to buy it, or you're dead simple, sick of tired of dieting, and you just want to do something that works. So starting off, we have the Leangains Method. We have 20 pages of fluff, wherein everybody says how great Leangains is, and a bunch of quotes and copyrights and stuff like that. And then there's a foreword by Alan Aragon, who is one of the best nutrition experts out there. However, he does hammer on calories in, calories out a little bit more than I'd like, unless he's changed that stance. Martin gets into calorie content and quality later in the book, which I think was great. It was worth the price of buying. Oh my gosh. There's a preface. There's the hard way, chapter 1. So the first few chapters are actually how Martin himself went from being a skinny fitness model, or a fat kid, to a skinny fitness model, to being a giant jacked guy that everybody looks at and says, that guy's on steroids. We'll show you a picture of him in a minute. Chapter 3 is Calories 2.0, where he goes into how calories are different than the way you remember them. It's really worth it. Chapter 4 is Hacking DIT. Now, everybody's heard about the idea of you got to eat 6 times a day, bro. Stoke the metabolic fires. This actually shows you how part of that's true, but it's partly not true, and it all comes down really to what kind of calorie you're eating, whether it's a calorie that comes from protein or fat or carbohydrates. Chapter 5 is the Thermogenic 7. These are the 7 things you can do to actually lose fat faster. A lot of intelligent things. By the way, everything has references. It's like Christmas time for a guy like me. I love references. And then you have crunching some numbers down, getting everything crunched up and making sure that you guys understand how it all works. Tracking your calories, getting stronger, involving exercises and workouts. And then you have only 12 pages of recipes and meal plans. Now, this may be good if you don't know how to diet and eat, which is fine. I've been eating and tracking this. I'll show you a picture of my progress in just a minute, for like 7-8 years. So I kind of know what I'm doing. But if you don't, this will help you. You have a frequently asked questions, which is great because this is something that is right now paywalled on his Patreon, which is a $10 a month entry fee. You can't even give less, which is fine. And then you have some supplementary material. Here's the thing. He doesn't make any qualms about this. The supplementary material, Leangains Guide 2.0, the Fasting Myths, see how there's dates beside stuff? Yeah, that means that those are free articles from his main site. We'll get to that in a minute. The single quality of utmost importance is actually a 2018 article paywalled by his Patreon. I have a problem with this whole entire content you're looking at, because we'll talk about that in a minute. What's my problem, man? What's your problem, dude? Well, you'll see. All right, glossary, acknowledgments, and notes. Okay, wonderful. We've already looked at what it does. Let's take a look at fasting. I don't want to fast. I'm going to lose all my muscle, and I'm going to starve, and my body will eat itself. Yeah, it's a fasting method. You're not going to die. Have a leap of faith. And he's going to explain everything in the book. For the record, it's a 16-9 fast, and it's actually going to be good for you. You're going to like it. Trust me. I like it a lot. And I know everybody who I've ever convinced to do it, more energy, running around, more stuff to do in the morning time. The busiest time of your day at work is usually the first few hours, and you're not focused on eating. You get a lot more done. All right. How is the Leangains method different from Leangains.com? So a lot of you guys are watching this, and you already know who this dude is, and you're like, come on, man. Why should I buy your book? I love you, but you've been delaying this book for like 8, 9 years, and I've already read your site like twice. Well, Leangains.com is focused on bodybuilding. I feel this book focuses more on general simplicity and getting things distilled to work on autopilot. This book does not emphasize some key Leangains elements like carb cycling until the second half. We'll get to that in a minute. Oh man, you got to stay tuned for that, guys. My personal results on Leangains have always been great. Every time I want to lean down, it takes some time. I mean, it's not a crash diet. This is the last time I ran a cycle of Leangains. I basically retained all my muscle, got stronger, felt good. And, now I'm 37 and I'm starting all over again. So I'll post some videos up on this channel later about that stuff. This is Martin himself. Martin started off a fat kid, got skinny. Now he's got a physique where most people would look at him and say, man, you got to get off that juice. But he's just a very strong guy, very big guy. And that's what 10 years of dedication looks like. So don't be a hater on those who are dedicated. So what works in the diet? Well, it takes time to explain why certain foods should be eaten and avoided. Like certain, not foods, like don't eat apples. Now it's saying eat certain types of things like proteins, minimize certain types of things like carbs, and optimize things like fats. So it's giving you the right ratios to do those things, to hack your diet, so to speak. It's an emphasis on exercise simplicity, maybe a little too simple because we'll get to that in a minute. It explains calorie counting in a scientific way that anyone can understand. And it provides hundreds of references, all backed up for all the different claims made, which is like awesome. Trust me, in the day of the internet where anything is anything and fake news is everywhere and you never know what's really going on, it's good to have references. What I didn't like, man, I'm telling you, I'm not just a like, hey man, you're the best ever. Martin goes on the defensive regarding other people and their work in intermittent fasting, and he specifically takes time to single out somebody who he admits was a former client, and all of us guys that have been following Leangains for years thought this guy might be a former client. This guy went on YouTube, likely a millionaire because of it. If not a millionaire, really close to it. Made his own programs, developed his own brand name. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you'll have a good idea and read the book and you'll go, I know who that is. Oh, we were right. Our suspicions were right. The book does not delve deeply into how to math out calories in a very simple way. So I like when I would set up diets for people, show them what they should be eating, show them how to work out the carbs, the proteins, and the fats, and how to do the math to get to where they need to be. And he doesn't really do that, but he kind of does it, but that is what it is. The second half of the book are free articles from Leangains.com. The second half of the book comes close to contradicting the first half, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So is the Leangains method for everyone? I'd say yes, but people need to be willing to adapt to the diet and change their lifestyle a bit. You don't have to radically change it, guys. We're not asking you to cut out entire food groups here. We're just asking you guys to eat in a specific time frame and a time window when you can. And if you can't, you just do your best and don't be stupid on your food. The Leangains method is applicable to anyone as long as they can make some adjustments. So here's some notes on the second versus first half of the Leangains Method book, though. So as stated, the second half of the book is very much our old articles from his old free site. He admits this. He's not pretending and making any qualms. He even links back to his original articles on the site, which is nice. There are also a few Patreon-only articles. Actually, it's only one, I think, plus the fact maybe, added for value. His main site work is very different from everything you read in the first two-thirds of this book, though. The first two-thirds of this book doesn't do anything close to what people have been reading on his main site for years. And after that, you get to the second half, or the last third of the book, and the emphasis on carb cycling can be a little bit confusing and jarring for people that have just read that all they have to do is eat this many carbs every day. It would be useful to have split the book, I feel, into a general and advanced section, or possibly one geared towards athletes and bodybuilders, kind of like how Lyle McDonald tends to do in a lot of his diet books. What would I like to see? Well, alternative exercises for people with less access, that should read less access to free weights, or with injuries that prevent squats or deadlifts. Give you an example, okay? There's a guy, I have problems with my joints big time, but there's a guy on the Reddit for Leangains, which is a big community we're going to talk about in a minute. He comes in and goes, I had a bone cancer. I can't do squats. Like, what am I supposed to do? I can't do deadlifts. It would have been nice to see some alternative exercises in there, but that's not the way Leangains is. Leangains is specifically a diet and exercise schedule, regimen, routine that makes a product. I understand. I get you. An explanation of what that his reverse pyramid training RPT system, it's just a rep scheme and a set scheme, and meaning that if you're not a fitness guy, that when you go into the gym, you're going to lift weights in this order, and that's all it is. It can be applied to anything that isn't an isolation movement, like a barbell curl, and I'm pretty sure that you could do a barbell curl with it, but he's not a fan of those little movements. Fair enough. I would have also liked to have seen a real calorie and macronutrient calculator on his official site. I mean, it would have been great to see that, because that way we would have a straightforward, finally kind of like authoritative voice on it, because there's a lot of little calculators floating around there and they're all quite okay, and none of these calculators are ever perfect, but it would have been nice to have seen him invest in that for us. So we're going to get back to the main question, like, should you buy the Leangains method? Yeah, you should buy it if you're willing to work and do a long-term diet. This is not a crash diet. This is not a I'm going to lose 15 pounds in just 6 weeks diet. I'm going to show up to my family reunion, or I'm going to go to my vacation with my kids and not be embarrassed at the beach. This is something that takes time. Yes, buy this if you're okay going to the gym 3 times a week. And it is going to require some gym time. I can't say well enough how much gym time and how much going and lifting weights will add years to your life and help your bones and muscles, but this is what the diet is focused on, going to the gym. Yes, you should buy it if you can adjust your lifestyle permanently and want a lasting change. This is about adjusting your lifestyle. This is about, okay, I'm going to skip breakfast. I'm going to have a cup of coffee in the morning or some tea, and I'm going to just work for the first 3-4 hours. Then I'm going to eat sensibly throughout the day. You will not be hungry, but this is about adjusting your lifestyle from the old idea of I'm going to eat a bunch of Kellogg's or Special K or Frosted Flakes, or I'm going to grab that croissant sandwich from the fast food place because I got to stoke the metabolic fire. This is about changing your mindset, folks. You should buy this if you're okay finding support at leangains.reddit.com, as Martin has only one paid option for support, and that's Patreon. Now, I'm fine with that. You know how many millions of people probably email a guy like Martin in the last few years? A lot. Millions. I just said it. I'm okay with that. But there's no kind of Facebook groups. You're going to have to get on Reddit. Reddit can be a scary place. It's harsh. People like no bull spit kind of stuff. So you might want to watch out for that. That's fine. Where can you buy this book? Well, let's just say I didn't make a slideshow for if I recommend it. I do recommend the book. I think you should buy it if you're interested in changing your lifestyle and having a sustainable and easy to do weight loss. If you want to buy it, it's only on Kindle. The app is free. Download the app, put it on all your devices. The nice thing is if you have an Apple iPad and an iPhone and you install Kindle on both and log in, guess what? You now have your book across all devices. And if you're sitting on your PC, you can read them online too. You can use this link here, or you can click in the description below. If you do that, the channel gets a little support. But you at least go and click on the link and then go read some reviews. You owe it to yourself. I think it's a great book. I think I learned a lot in terms of the method and simplicity, and it gave me a really good reminder after years of dieting in and out and on and off that we just do need to be simplistic. I never gained back all the fat I gained, but I lost. But this reminds me that it is more about lifestyle. It is more about being better and just motivating yourself and not doing it for anything other than your health, and being stronger and getting stronger. And that's something that I really like. So if you guys want to buy it, click on the link in the description below. If you guys want to ask questions, ask questions. I reply to all the comments on YouTube videos. Thanks for watching this channel. Like, sharing, and subscribing on these videos. And if you think this review would help somebody, then send it off to them. Share this video. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.